You know the situation we see in universities whereby a student is continuously being failed just because she has not slept with the lecturer. That's what I've been facing, in simple terms. The Senate there, I have been dehumanized, I have been maligned and all what. And that outburst, I believe that the sick change was just the straw that broke the camel's back. A lot has been going on. Many people do not know what I'm about to say, but I'm going to speak my own truth. And the Senate President is allowed to counter that. It all started on the 8th of December, 2023, which was a day before his birthday and my birthday. We are birthday mates. We were all in Akpabio because he had a big fanfare in the stadium. Myself, my husband, and a few of his close friends, we went to Akpabio. And at first, we were at Ikot-Ekpene. We were in his house in Ikot-Ekpene. Then we all moved to his house in Uyo, which was about 8 p.m. And he held my hand and said he wanted to show me around his house. My husband was walking behind us. Just three of us. We're walking around from room to room. He showed me the beautiful interior. This was done by this, by that. This designer here, he bought this from. I was like, God, it's beautiful. And then I noticed that he hastened his pace while still holding my hand. And my husband was behind, still on his phone, but he was catching up whenever he could. And then he got to this particular sitting room, and he said, do you like my house? I said, of course, sir. Every room, beautiful, nice interior, quality taste. He said, now that you're a senator, I'm going to create a time for us to come spend quality moments here. You will enjoy it. At that point, I just pulled away, and I was like, I don't really understand what exactly that meant. But then my husband now, when I turned around, I saw my husband was already near me, and the way my husband looked at me and looked at him, I was beginning to wonder, did he hear part of that inciting statements or not? And then the Senate President too, I saw that he also had that thought, like, did my husband hear the invitation to treat or not? So then the Senate President now said, oh, by the way, let me show you my chapel. He has a chapel in his house as well. So when we were going to the chapel, we walked in silence and all. February, I wanted to move a motion. I wanted to move a motion for the investigation on the ills of corrupt practice in Ajaokuta Steel Company. I listed that motion 5 times. It was the 6th time that it was listed on the order paper that was approved. Many senators can testify to that. Each time the motion is listed, just before he takes it, he will say, oh, Senator Natasha, we can't take this motion because the board of the Senate does not accommodate it. Or he will speak on others and then let it drag so that just before that motion is taken, the time will be well spent. So he kept on doing that. I went to him in his office. And I said, Senate President, you know how important this Ajaokuta Steel Company to me is. You know how important it is to my people and to Nigerians. I've noticed that you have stepped down this motion. As a matter of fact, a number of senators told me, go and see him and plead with him so that he would take it. I was like, sir, please, why can't you take this motion? It's very important. It's been listed. Then it was listed the 3rd time I stepped down. He then said, Natasha, I'm the chief presiding officer of the Senate. You can enjoy a whole lot if you take care of me and make me happy. At that point, I said, sir, I'll pretend that I didn't hear this. He said, well, the ball is in your court.
Coming down to what was discussed, apart from the Senate matters, I'm not a senator, so I don't know what goes in there. I'll talk about my own family, which is Senator Akpabio's family, my husband, and the father of my children. He's a very nice man. He's kind-hearted. He's very jovial, which people always mistake for any other thing. He's very friendly, sometimes over-friendly, I can normally tell him. But you cannot change somebody's character at this time. If somebody has been a very jovial person, very nice, very kind, very compassionate, and plays a lot and jokes a lot, can you change the person at this time? No, you can't.
Oh no, this is getting very serious. I must make haste to go and hear for myself. Oh no, this can't be. How can she say that? No, I must go and hear for myself. I must go and hear for myself. Hello, Jay. Where are you rushing to this time around? Where are you going to? Where are you going to? What's going on? What's going on? Oh, my friend, have you not heard that the Senate President's wife is trying to defend her husband against the allegation made by Natasha Akpabio? I am going to hear for myself. I'm going to hear for myself. I heard she said her husband can never do such a thing. Can you really defend somebody like this? I am going to hear for myself. Come, let's go and hear for ourselves. Oh, wow, Jay. You mean she said her husband can't do such a thing? Wow, she must really trust her husband this much. Let us go. I'm interested. Let's go and hear for ourselves what she's saying. Wow, wow. Oh, my friend, there's no time to waste. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
So when I heard the unfortunate accusation, I would rather call it unfortunate, it's very demeaning because that is a family. We knew the husband before the husband married her. We've always known the man. They were very good friends, or they are still very good friends. So I really don't understand where this is coming from. And I believe that for somebody to go and make such an allegation, there must be a discussion at home. There must have been a sanction or an approval. Or you're going to say this, go ahead and say it. And if the approval has come from the husband, our friend, I believe that he would have spoken to me because we are close. He's close to my husband. But if he didn't give her the approval to go on air and make such an allegation, then the question is, does he have control? Did he give her the approval? And then if the wife had complained about such a thing, and he still comes, and he's normal, there's no man you will tell, oh, that the wife will tell, oh, it's your friend harassed me. I know how you men behave, that will not frown. First of all, the attitude towards the person will change. But his attitude never changed. And if you're talking about the house, we don't have any house in Akpabio. Akpabio is a local government. We are from a Senudim local government. Our country home is in a Senudim, in Okana. And I didn't hear anything about Okana. What a beautiful home in Okana. If you're talking about Uyo, house in Uyo, I'm always there. So the home you're talking about, I'm always there. The Senate president is a very, very responsible man and disciplined. So in Akpabio, when he was a governor, a lot of women were involved in governance. And none of them, not one, ever said something like this. When they go through that route, of course, everybody will say, oh my goodness, because of this statement, or because of what was about to happen, oh, that they've accused me of that, they've accused me of that. I mean, how many people do people want him to answer to? So nothing like that happened. If you're talking about my home in Uyo, on the 8th of December, that was the day we were all getting ready for the celebration on the 9th of December. I was there. My children were there. And when people make such allegations, and even when you look at her countenance, and if you had your lie detector, and you have put it on her, it would have told you the truth. So maybe what people should start having is a lie detector. So when somebody starts lying, all you need to do, please, ma, can I put this on you? If NBC will allow you. Am I correct? So please, when we want to, Nigerians or some ladies want to say something, they should also remember that in this family, there are children that are involved. I am equally involved. Our father is not like that. And he can never be like that. You don't learn something in old age. You don't. So making such an allegation is like, oh, since you want, you've changed my seat, I'm going to malign you. For me, that is not politics. If you want to play politics, let us play politics that is decent. So that in quote, oh, Senator Akpabio harassed me sexually. A married woman, in my place, there's a proverb, I will explain it in English, that says that if you want to eat a toad, you eat the toad that is well matured, not just in maturity. You go from someone that is okay, not a married woman. So I believe that it's unfortunate that she has said what she said, and I'm sure she knew she had lied. She shouldn't take that route. If she has a problem that needed to be solved, it can be solved without maligning somebody. Like I said before, we knew the husband before they got married. So their marriage is not an old marriage. So if the man wants us to continue the relationship, yes, we'll continue the relationship, because after all, we didn't know her before now. It was only when they got married that we knew her. So nothing happens to the relationship between us and the man, except if the man had given her an approval to come and tell these lies. The 8th of December, almost all the senators were in Akpabio. And the Senate president is not somebody that is always alone. He's never alone, even when he wants to eat. He will tell me, oh, I'm eating with 10, 15 people. Even if you set food for 10, 15 people, and you see 5, he never eats alone. He's never anywhere alone. So, for me, with that number of people, I don't know what and where that conversation could have taken place. Because he is like that. He shows people the house, any visitor. And then he will always take you to the chapel. That's his thing. At the end of it all, he will show you his chapel. Because in every home, there's a chapel. So I'm always entertaining people whenever he's around. So if the man was walking behind and the conversation was taking place in his presence, he could have heard. Even the body gesticulation could have shown the man that there was something wrong. Security men are always with the SP. So for that night, I knew I served people. People were at home. The house is never empty when he's around because constituents will be there, Akpabio people will be there, and they never leave him. Whether the house in the village in Okana or the house in Uyo. And there's no way a man that is as disciplined as that can think of taking a woman to his home. He has a lot of respect for me and for my children and regard. So you can't even imagine it. And my children are always with me. So I don't know whether she could have entered in a box, covered up. I don't know. Very cordial. I would say that even the senior president attended the wedding and spent not just one night. How many nights? 2 nights. When they had the first birthday of their son, I was there. So I will not be able to tell you at what point did the relationship got so sour to the point of alleging sexual harassment. Because I have 4 daughters. Myself, I'm a woman. If somebody harasses me, I will feel bad. Do you understand? But when I know the husband that I'm married to, it's not him that she was talking about. That's not Senator Akpabio. Maybe she was making reference to another person. That's why I said maybe it was an imaginative allegation or a content creation. Definitely, because, I mean, there's no way we cannot do that. In the past, we've allowed people to get away with a lot of things. And he will always tell me, if you can't stand the heat, leave the kitchen. I'm here to serve my people. They will throw mud at me. I said, but this mud is becoming too much. Why can't you do something? So I'm now the one going for a legal address. It depends. I don't even see it as a blow because they're all lies. Like I said before, anybody can accuse anybody of anything. The main thing is, are you telling the truth? Are you truthful about this? She's not a young woman. I'm not a young woman either. So there are certain lies at our age that we shouldn't tell. Senator Akpabio, very disciplined, a good father, lovely father, supportive husband, handsome man that every woman would like to have.